Hello and welcome to another episode of Hello from the Other Side. My name's Ash, and today, this evening, this morning, I'm joined by Mark, who is a local journalist and reports on Cheltenham Town, and he's also a supporter for 40 years, is it, Mark? I don't want to give your age away.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, 40 years.
Yeah, well, thanks for joining us. So obviously we've got another trip down to the Cotswolds on Wednesday night. So it's a trip to Cheltenham for Sheffield Wednesday. And obviously, we won't talk about the last 24 hours on here. This is recording on Monday night. So, yeah. So, Mark, welcome. And just obviously, Cheltenham Town, we're coming to town, should we say. What can Sheffield Wednesday expect on Wednesday night?
A warm welcome. We're a very welcoming football club, and we fairly often though we do let the opposition go away with the points. But let's hope that doesn't happen on Wednesday night. But no, we do pride ourselves on being a family football club, a welcoming football club. But all the Cheltenham fans will tell you that under the lights, it's a different place to be. You know, it's a different place to Saturday at 3:00. It comes alive a bit more under the lights because it's a tight little ground, and it'll be a decent crowd on Wednesday night. I'm having to get used to saying Wednesday because we always play on a Tuesday. And playing Wednesday on a Wednesday is just confusing me to high heaven, I have to say. But no, it's a tight little ground, and hopefully, there'll be a decent atmosphere there on Wednesday night, and I'm really looking forward to it. Actually, I love playing games against teams like Wednesday under the lights. We played Sunderland and Ipswich in recent years on Tuesday nights, and it's been really good and really special, and we won them both, which is even better.
Oh, I'm not liking them statistics already. I mean, we're bringing a good fun like we always do. Even like you say, Wednesday nights it's like, I agree, totally weird saying that, but yeah, Wednesday night we're going to bring a good following. Obviously, I wish this was something. I wasn't saying this, but we're not in the best of form. Obviously, in the last 3 games, with 1 point out of the 9. So. And I know Cheltenham are in good form. This what is it? It's lost 1 in 5, unbeaten
right.
4. Is that right?
10 points out of the last 12. Finally hit a little bit of form. It was looking a bit hairy. The supporters were getting a bit worried. But these last 4 games have hopefully just pulled us away a little bit. Win over Fleetwood, a draw with Lincoln, a win at Peterborough, and then a win at home to Exeter. Have really helped us out a bit, and it's come at a very good time for us, really, picking these points up because, as I say, there was a little bit of worry. We were a little bit too close to the bottom 4 for comfort. I mean, we haven't been in the bottom 4 since September, but there's always been that little worry that a poor run of form or somebody from below suddenly going on a great run of form. Yeah. And you'd really be dragged into it. But the feeling, I think, is that everybody's breathing a little bit easier now. Not totally, but just a little bit easier now that Cheltenham have got those results and started to pull away.
Yeah, I've got to say, looking at, obviously, don't take this the wrong way, and I'm sure everyone agrees, we don't really follow your results like no one really follows anyone else's results. So looking over the last 5 games, I mean, we would have been, we are pretty still confident even after the result of the weekend. Obviously, we need the win for our promotion push, automatics. So looking at, obviously, the opposition picking points up when we haven't, is always, it doesn't matter where you are in the league, and we know this, that it's always a little slight worry when you're going up against someone in a bit of form, which yourself, Wade Elliott is getting a bit of a tune, isn't he, at the minute?
He is, and it's been a very strange season for Cheltenham. It's been very, I mean, up and down doesn't really quantify it, to be honest. It's been like we've had a run of games where we'll lose 3 or 4, then we'll pick some points up, then we'll lose 3 or 4 again, then we'll pick some points up, then we'll lose 3 or 4 again. And it's been really like that. And he's come under quite a lot of pressure. He's had quite a lot of stick from the supporters, especially when we lost to Alfons in the FA Cup. That went down like a lead balloon, I can assure you. And there were a lot of supporters around saying, no, not having him at all. Let's get him out. There's still some like that who still aren't having him. I mean, despite what he's done now, but that's the sort. But you can't always change people's minds, can you?
That's
You're
right.
like that.
Yeah, it was promoted from assistant. Was he before?
That's right. He was first team coach under Michael Duff. Yeah, Michael left for Barnsley, as you well know.
Sorry about that. It's not going well, this chat.
Didn't mean to bring that up either. Sorry about that. Michael left for Barnsley, and I mean, he left because he couldn't take the team any further. That was what he said. He'd taken us to 15th in League One, which is the highest we've ever finished in our whole history. 100 and God knows how many years, 130, 40 odd years. Never finished higher than 15th in League One, which is what we did last year. And that's about the ceiling, really. Michael thought, no, I can't do any more than that. And I think he probably thought, if we have a bad season this year, my career stock goes down. So I've got to take the jump now. So he took the jump to Barnsley, and as we've seen, he's not making a bad fist of it.
So saying that, Mark, sorry, apologies. So he finished like 15th last season, so he's 17th currently. So you're not a million miles off.
No.
So obviously, where you were saying with the fans, we're getting a bit itchy feet with Elliott. It's strange management and fans and teams. We've had it ourselves in the last, like I said, 24 hours with Darren Moore, and it's ridiculous.
A lot of it was the fact that the football hasn't been great. It hasn't been very exciting. Like last year, we scored 66 goals, conceded 80, and there were a lot of. We had a few 3-3s, a 4-4. We had a 5-5 at Wickham. This year, we've had a lot of 1-0s. We've had a lot of and it's been pretty turgid at times. And I think that doesn't help, does it? You know, supporters want to see goals, they want to see entertainment. But for Wade, he's been quite pragmatic. He's been quite, I won't say cautious, but he's just been it needs must really to get what he can out of the team and to keep the team up, because that's basically where it is. Bottom line is finish above that line. That's nothing else. Nobody expects anything else. But the way he's done it hasn't always endeared him to the supporters, because and then you get the stuff about, he doesn't show any passion on the touchline and all that sort of stuff, which to me is absolute nonsense. I don't understand why supporters seem to like it more when their managers are ranting and raving on the touchline and shouting and swearing at everybody. I don't get any. I don't see how that shows passion, but that's just me being old-fashioned, probably.
I think fans do want that, or sometimes
they do. They do. They really do.
And we've got a manager, Darren Moore, who has really endeared himself to the fans over the last, probably this season.
I think he's done a terrific job.
Obviously, it always does help when you're winning, and we were on a great run, but he's not one for running up and down the line, shouting, effing and jeffing and all this. He's got a way that obviously the guys that playing for him listen to him. The fans have, like I said, really took to him, the way he is with the media as well. So I do get sometimes that people want to see that. And if you're going through a bad patch, it may be perceived to see your manager doesn't care, exactly like you just said.
Exactly right. I mean, we had a situation recently. We played Derby, Portsmouth and Barnsley, and we lost all 3 games by a combined 10-0. We were absolutely dreadful at Portsmouth. Barnsley absolutely wiped the floor with us, not even probably getting out of first gear, and we didn't lay a glove on Derby. And for those 3 games there, and that's when it really got, there were a lot of supporters thinking, no, this isn't working. I mean, I'm not aware that the board even had a discussion about it. So I really don't think the board have ever had this season any intention of getting rid of Wade. Possibly the Alfchurch match they might have done, but that was November time. And then we've picked it up in those last 4 games.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably a flip side for us. I mean, obviously we should be, or should be. That's really apologies. We look to be beating everybody, and then results that we have had in the last 2. Obviously, Barnsley, they're in a great run. Looking for automatic.
That was a cracking game of football. That really was a cracking game of football.
It wasn't at the first 12 minutes, I assure you, but but then obviously Forest Green, which we've lost. So for your fans to turn around and obviously say you've played 2 teams. Derby was in great form when you played them as well. They dropped off a little bit. Barnsley and then Portsmouth, who we beat 1-0 away, which wasn't the best game, but we ground out. So for the manager to be a bit talked about then is harsh, because if Darren Moore fails against Forest Green and I don't know whoever the lower ranked teams, you'd ask questions, even though he went. So it's a bit for Cheltenham Town and Wade Elliott.
It's all about the expectation. It's all about the expectation, isn't it? I mean,
it is.
You know, I mean, I watched the game on Sunday, and I thought Forest Green just basically set up to frustrate you. They set up to me. They flooded the midfield. They almost played a 4-6-0.
At times, yeah. At times,
and just totally flooded the midfield, and you couldn't get anything going. It's quite simple, really. And
well, let's hope Mr. Elliott wasn't watching that. That's what I'm thinking. Well, I'm sure he was.
As soon as that game finished, it was quite funny because the Cheltenham fans on Twitter were like, "Uh-oh, you know, Sheffield Wednesday are going to come and absolutely rocket us on Wednesday. They're going to be like rabid dogs coming out, and they're going to absolutely have us for breakfast." That was the sort of general consensus, I think, from the Cheltenham fans having watched that, thinking Sheffield Wednesday aren't going to be as bad again on Wednesday as they were on Sunday. I think it was a combination of 2 things: Sheffield Wednesday not being as good as they can be, and Forest Green playing above themselves. But I did think Wednesday looked a bit leggy, Ash, on Sunday. Just thought they looked a bit, having played that Barnsley game, put a lot into that, and then come to that game on Sunday. Just felt they looked a bit leggy, a little bit tired, some of them.
For me, that was our, and regardless of the result as well, just purely what you've just said, Mark. For me, that was the worst I've seen us play for a good while, especially this season. We are struggling with injuries. Make no bones about it. But we are perceived to have the best squad in the league, or at the start of the season. Obviously, other teams around us have strengthened. But we are struggling with it. And then some of the players that have come in and been given the minutes, just especially Sunday, just didn't get off the bus, to be honest. It was
whether there was a bit of complacency, perhaps. I don't know.
Well, yeah, we all fans thought Will Vaulks would start. Obviously, he wasn't. He was left on the bench, which, I mean, he has been really good. I mean, our midfield is supposedly one of the best, but we're missing George Byers. Bannon can't do everything himself, for as good as he is, and he was quiet as well. So I think Forest Green did.
They looked after him well.
They did. So it's. But we don't want to talk about it anymore because I'm getting depressed about that. Sorry, I've been at work today. I've been at work today. I forgot all about it.
Their previous win before you was when they beat us in December, and that was bad enough. I mean,
I bet it was. Yeah,
we had an absolute shocker that day. And,
it's. I know Cheltenham are more than just one man, and you know probably who I'm going to talk about, because. We have to. We have it sometimes with our captain Barry Bannon, who gets talked about a lot, but there are other players. But obviously, looking at the stats and the goals, I mean, Alfie May, who we're talking about, I'm sure everyone knew who I was going to say, has got 13, and then you've got 3 players on 2 goals. So, whereas Sheffield Wednesday at the minute, we're pretty good. We've spread our goals around pretty well. We have obviously Josh Windass is, I think he's on 11, our leading goal scorer, which is for a side who's second in the league, is not a great return, but it does more than that. But we have got goals all around the pitch. Cheltenham, doesn't really look like it, does it?
No.
So, I mean,
no, it's been a problem. Goals have been a problem. I mean, up to this, before this last little spurt that we've been on, we were the lowest scoring team in the division. But Alf is the absolute heartbeat of the team. He really is, like Bannon is for yourselves. I mean, personally, I think Bannon's the best player in the division by a long way. I mean, he's probably same with Goldrick as well, but Bannon's the absolute cheat code in League One. I mean, the goal he scored at Hillsborough earlier in the season was just outstanding against us. But no, Alf, I mean, he scored 36 goals since the start of last season in League One, which is the most by anybody in League One. More than Michael Smith. More than Michael Smith.
Yes.
More than Ryan Hardy. More than everybody. Connor Chaplin. More than all of them. And he's done it playing for the team.
For a team that finished 15th and 17th now.
Yeah, absolutely outstanding. And we are resigned to the fact that he's probably going to play for us for another 9 games. And then he'll be off somewhere. Where? Who knows? But we are resigned to that fact. His contract, he's got another year on his contract, and then we have another year's option. But there have been a few sniffs around. There was a sniff from Birmingham in the summer window that came in about 10 minutes before the deadline, so we told them to get lost. And then there was a sniff from Gillingham in this last window.
Gillingham?
When they were chucking, they were chucking the money around, weren't they, in the window? Gillingham. Yeah. He's from Kent anyway. That's basically his manner. So so we're resigned to the fact that he will go. And I mean, he's our leading Football League goal scorer ever. 52 goals he's got. No, more than that. 51 goals in the Football League for us in about 150 games. So
that's a great return.
It's a decent run. It really is a decent run, and I think it's just a case of how much we get and where he goes this summer. To be honest with you, which will be a massive shame. It will leave a massive hole in our team.
Of course, I mean, we all know money talks and things like that, but I would imagine it doesn't matter how much you get for him, what you're going to have to, or if you can replace him, which it's going to be a killer for Cheltenham for obviously going forward.
Well, it's interesting because we signed a lad in the January window called Aidan Keener from Sligo Rovers in Ireland for our record fee of a massive 70 grand. And
that's 1 week of Barry Bannon's wages.
Well, indeed. Apparently so. If you believe what you read.
Yeah.
But to all intents and purposes, and as far as I'm concerned, he's Alfie's replacement. So that's my belief. That I mean, they look very similar as players, and to my mind, he's Alfie's replacement. And you know, at the moment, so Alf's currently playing up front with his replacement, which is the most bizarre thing ever. But no, the interesting thing as well is that I mean, Alf and his family lives in Doncaster. Alf's family, so where he goes is
personally Wednesday.
Well, why not?
I'd like him.
Why not?
I've seen a few guys. It's not just the way that any guy. He can
not
score any
goal.
Ash, I
I
know.
really wouldn't rule it out. I really wouldn't, because you're looking at about £500,000. That's my £500,000 to 750. That's my sort of ballpark figure. And there isn't many clubs who can afford that. I think you're looking at a club at the top end of League One, or has just gone up. Whether he's a Championship player, I don't know. Never played in the Championship. Not sure.
He's got to have the chance, though, hasn't he?
Exactly.
He can score as many goals in League One and League Two, and
I know
it's lower. But
so I could see Wednesday, no doubt about it. I could see somebody like Portsmouth. I could see somebody like Barnsley because of Michael Duff. I could see all those teams up at the top end of League One being interested. I can see some of the Birmingham might come back. Some of the teams at the bottom end of the Championship, maybe one of the ones who come down to Huddersfield have got the money, somebody like that. But those I think are the sort of clubs that you're looking at, unless he goes to a Wrexham or a Gillingham.
Oh, yeah.
A money project.
Yeah.
But which you couldn't blame him for. I mean, the guy's 30 years old and he's not going to have many more contracts left in his career to give him a chance of making, of sort of securing himself and his family. So if he does go to a Wrexham or Gillingham for decent money, he does it, and that's it. That's his choice, and that's money. But to further his career, the next move is to a club like yourselves or Barnsley up at the top end. Yeah,
well, I mean, like I said, I've seen him a few games and things, and hopefully I get a quiet night on Wednesday against us. But you never know, do you? So what's the how do Cheltenham set up? I did a bit of research, looked at things, and they're saying they like to get the ball down, play it wide. Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah, very much three at the back. Been three at the back since Michael Duff came in. When Michael Duff came in, he wanted to play 4-4-2 when he first arrived. Didn't win for his first 10 games. Thought, right, this isn't working. Tried 3-5-2. Season half, got to the playoffs, won League Two, stayed in League One. So, it's it stayed at 3-5-2, and Wade's really kept that. As I say, it's been difficult to play, I think, to play as much football as Wade would have wanted to this season because of having to try and stay in the division. But we've played some decent stuff when we at times try and looking to sort of almost play through the thirds as you do. Wing backs, trying to get them wide, trying to get balls into the box. Although not too many balls into the box because Alfie May's not exactly.
He's not the
biggest.
Better
off the shoulder. Him and Aidan Keane, the pair of them, are both off the shoulder players. So try and play through, try and play around the back, trying to get in behind, that sort of thing. And that's where he's had most of his success. That is when he's not scoring from the halfway line like he did at Peterborough, which was absolutely unbelievable. Yeah, one of the most ridiculous goals I think I've ever seen. But that's what he's capable of. And he, as I say, we're not a one-man team. We have got other decent players. Ryan Broom in midfield, Liam Sercombe, good experienced player at this level. At the back, we've got a young lad on loan from West Brom called Caleb Taylor, who's been absolutely outstanding this season, 19 years old, absolutely brilliant. Remember that name because I think he's going to have a very, very decent career. And in goal, Luke Southwood, the goalkeeper on loan from Reading, 14 clean sheets this season, which is up there with the best in League One, and another reason why we are not in the bottom four. Yeah,
well, I didn't realise that. I mean, I think last count we're on 21 clean sheets, and obviously, like I said, second. So you're not. It doesn't seem like you're a million miles away, Mark, in respect to obviously the way you've been playing and the results you've had. I know you said you've gone up and down a bit of a roller coaster, but it seemed obviously it's not going to be an easy game. We know that we're struggling. Obviously, it's. You've probably got us coming at the right time.
Yeah, I think so.
You're in good form. We're not, like we said earlier. It's going to be interesting. We've got a couple of guys from the podcast who are making the journey down again, so they're going to enjoy a Wednesday night out in Cheltenham, no doubt. So I'm going to nearly wrap this up. I'm going to push you for a bit of a prediction, if you don't mind.
Well,
I'll set the scene. We're struggling. You're in good form. What's your prediction?
Well, I'm part of a podcast called The Robins Report that we do every Thursday as well. And when we did our predictions for this game last week, I did a heart and a head prediction.
Right, we'll have it. Yeah.
And my heart prediction was a 2-1 Cheltenham win, but my head prediction was a 3-1 Sheffield Wednesday win. And it's a very difficult one. And so if you ask me to push me now, given the circumstances, having seen that game on Sunday, I would absolutely snatch a hand off for a 1-1. I would absolutely snatch a hand off for it. I really would. And because, as I said before, I think Wednesday are going to come out firing. I really do. I think Darren Moore will have inserted a rocket where the sun doesn't shine, I would have thought, after Sunday. I come across Darren in the past, actually, one of my first journalistic jobs was in Torquay when he was a young centre half, and he used to stick rockets up people's backsides then when he was an 18, 19-year-old kid from Birmingham making his way in the game. So I can imagine he still does it now, and I wouldn't like to be on the end of a Darren Moore telling off, I can assure you. And I think they will have had one, surely, Ash, won't they, after that on Sunday. So I really think they'll come out firing on Wednesday, and they'll make it very difficult for us. But hopefully we'll rise to it, and the atmosphere will help, and the fans will get behind us, and we can get something out of the game just to keep our run going. If we can just keep this little run going for a bit longer and just get, because I think if we get 4 or 5 more points to get to 47 or 48, then I don't think there's any way we're going down. So that just another point to help us along the way towards that would be great.
Yeah, I hope you're right. I hope Darren Moore has obviously had a good stern talking to the lads, because we personally, we obviously we can't afford another showing like that, and we really can't. We're obviously, no disrespect, we are trying to get out of this league. We are very close. Of course.
Oh yeah,
So it's
absolutely right.
It's going to be. I don't know personally. I've only spoke to Darren Moore a couple of times and things, and he comes across like a real, like I said, he's really good with fans, and hopefully when that dressing door shut on Sunday afternoon, there was all held. Yeah, but I don't personally know if he's like that in there or not.
No,
we don't get to know. But whatever he said at half time on Sunday didn't have any effect. So hopefully it lasted a lot longer yesterday afternoon, and on the coach on the way home and all that stuff.
I mean, the top end of League One is brilliant. I mean, I am so looking forward to the playoffs. I know you don't want to be in the playoffs,
definitely not.
I am so looking forward to the playoffs in League One, because that is going to be an absolute dogfight. Because there are going to be 4 teams in those playoffs. Because, for example, if yourselves and Plymouth go up, then you're going to have Barnsley, Ipswich, Derby, Bolton probably in those playoffs, and that is just
for the third tier of any football league.
Absolutely,
it's
unbelievable to have clubs. Clubs getting 20, 25, 30,000 crowds at the third level of football is just ridiculous. And again, it tells our budget is. If it's not the lowest, it's going to be in the bottom 3 or 4. I think it's the highest budget we've ever had. Our budget this season. Yeah. But you put that into perspective when you're looking at other clubs, and it's not going to be anywhere near. Even that lot up the road you played on Sunday will be spending more money than we do. So, being in League One for us is brilliant, but to have so many unbelievably huge football clubs in League One is quite scary at times, and some of them are going to be around next year because they can't all go up.
That's right.
That's what it is. Personally, I'd like to see Wednesday go up, because Sheffield Wednesday shouldn't be in the third level of English football. But then, I want to see yourselves in Plymouth Carp. I used to live in Plymouth, and I know what that city can be like. And so, personally, and not just because I'm sat here talking to you now, I would like to see Wednesday and Plymouth go straight up. But I'm really looking forward to the playoffs as well.
Yeah, obviously, I want to see us go up automatic. I'd love to see us win it, and we haven't won a league title since '59, which, believe it or not, was well before my time. So it's going to be interesting. My prediction is it's going to be a 2-1 to Wednesday. Just having a look at I'm not a massive stats man, and it's all mystic to me, but you have 33% of both teams to score at Cheltenham, so it's 1 in 3 chance of both teams to score. So it's not out of the thing. So I think that will be going on my betting slip, I think. But obviously, anyone listening, bet responsibly if you do. I'm not advocating that. But thank you very much, Mark, for that. It's been a pleasure to talk to you. I don't know whether I'm more positive or not talking to you now, but
no, me neither. Actually, I was watching it on Sunday and thinking, hang on a minute, and I didn't know which way to go. Either thinking, they're not in very good form, or they're going to come on Wednesday and absolutely smash us up. So you never know. You never know quite which one you're going to get. I don't think.
Yeah. Oh, cheers, Mark. Right. Thank you very much. And thanks for listening, everyone. This has been Hello from the Other Side. And we'll talk to you real soon, because no doubt there's going to be some twists and turns going on, not just Wednesday night, but I'm sure for the rest of the season. So cheers for listening, everyone. And thank you very much.
The Wednesday week is sponsored by Michael Constantine Wealth Management. We bet you can't find a financial advisor closer to Hillsborough Stadium.
Blair, I've put you on specially. I brought you onto the side to talk about men's grooming, downstairs grooming.
Well, as you know, I'm the biggest men's grooming guy in the biz today, Foot.
Well, of course you are. Of course you are. And I know that you're a big gym guy. I know you're a big runner. And have you ever been out and about and all of a sudden you've got what can be described as a small fire down there?
It's as red as a fire engine down there sometimes, Foot.
Well, I tell you what, that's a good point, because right now, the Wednesday week for the next few weeks is going to be brought to you by Manscaped. And we're giving away, we're giving away discounts on the Manscaped 4.0 bundle.
What's it include?
I've got, it's the performance package, mate. You've got the Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, Weed Whacker, yeah, a Crop Reviver toner, so, it brings it back if you need it. Performance boxer briefs if performing is an issue for you, mate.
I'm fully seeded, but
fully seeded. I enjoy that. Yeah. So and then we've got all the bits that'll keep it off the bathroom floor. We've got it's waterproof. It cuts down the issue that you might get. It helps reduce the likelihood of getting an ingrowing hair as well.
Perfect. And that's from a Gillette fan.
In it. So I thought you'd be a fan. So listen, you guys back home, you guys watching and listening right now, you can get a discount on this if you enter the code TWW20 into the checkout at the end, and you can get yourself a 20% discount. That's the Manscaped 4.0 bundle. Get on it.